Pinwheel cookies. Easy to make, let's get started. Start with 3/4 cups of softened butter. Not margarine, you want to use a good quality butter. Make sure it's very cold but softened. Next, add 1 cup of granulated sugar. And then we're going to take 1 egg but set the egg aside. We'll start off with just creaming the butter and the sugar together at a medium speed. You don't want to overbeat it because it's going to melt. That's not what we want. We want it to just incorporate but still stay cold. Next up, add the egg and gently incorporate. Remember, you don't want to overbeat it, just gently incorporate. Divide this butter mixture into 2 because we're going to be making 2 doughs, 1 vanilla and 1 chocolate. And that's what creates the pinwheel look when it's rolled. To half of the butter mixture, add 1 1/4 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Gently incorporate it. It's going to come together. Don't overmix. And then you're going to do the same thing with the second half of the butter, but this time add in 3/4 cups of a good quality cocoa and 1 tablespoon of milk, and you're going to get 2 balls just like this. Between 2 sheets of parchment paper, you want to gently roll out your dough until they're about a 1/4 inch thick to create flat rectangular sheets that we're then going to roll together. Layer them one on top of each other, and you want to tightly roll them together into a log. Now it's a little bit of finesse you have to use for this to not crack the dough, and this one needed just a little bit of daddy power. After rolling, you want to refrigerate for an hour. If you bake it right now, the cookies are going to spread out and not going to retain their pinwheel look. Next up, we slice them about a 1/4 inch thick and put them on a baking sheet.
Look, our space is already done.
And that's what gives these cookies that nice pinwheel look. Now into the oven at about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure it's preheated. You don't want to have an underheated oven because they are going to spread out and not maintain their shape. And that's it. It takes about maybe 10 to 15 minutes and they're going to bake. As they cool, they harden, and you have a nice, crisp, sweet pinwheel cookie that, of course, you can share with your mom just like Jackson did.